Euan Stainbank.
Thank you, Mr Pritchard, and it's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship. My first contribution to a Westminster Hall debate and on an important topic. I congratulate my honourable friend, the member for North Shire, Ayrshire and Arran, for securing this important debate on behalf of the Petitions Committee, and Shannon for bringing the petition forward. I want to highlight in this debate the difficulty various sectors are having in attracting and retaining workers, the risk that increasing income requirements places on these sectors, and the situation this puts families, and the importance of accessible family visas to attract people to the country. It is because young, happy and united and economically productive families are the building blocks of what we should define as a good economy. First, I welcome the Government's decision and quick decision to hold off on further increases to the minimum income requirement and allowing the Migratory Advisory Committee to assess the impacts of the recommendations. We should be led by evidence and proper process, not be forced into knee-jerk reactions to the broken migration system that is still reeling from the hammer blow of the Tories' botched Brexit deal and other factors. However, what we have currently in place punishes those on lower and middle incomes. Punished for what? They've done nothing except fall in love with somebody from another country. This not only affects families, but also risks exacerbating employment and skills challenges across the economy. When the initial decision to introduce a minimum income requirement was made in 2012, in fairness, there was a public consultation and detailed analysis by the MAC. However, no such analysis was taken when the most recent changes were implemented, leaving the full economic effects unclear. What we do know is that across the UK and in our constituencies, there are workforce shortages in industries as diverse as housekeeping, hospitality management, bricklaying, carpentry, plumbing, manufacturing and data analysis, to name a few that have approached me as their constituency MP. Up the road, 1 in 4 employers are reporting unfilled vacancies last year, according to the Fraser-Valander Institute. It is also important to note that the skilled worker visa eligible occupation list does not cover all areas facing worker shortages or sectors under pressure. A quick look at a recruitment website, which many young people trawl regularly, though I admit I've not done so since June, will show you that jobs paying below £29,000 constitute a significant proportion of the work where industry are facing staff shortages. Raising the threshold to £38,700 would substantially exacerbate this. It's difficult to see how the increase in income requirement would not deter people from making the UK their home. In my experience working in hospitality, workers coming from abroad provided immense value to that part of the economy, especially providing longevity often to businesses who often deal with a high staff turnover. A system which denies the ability for long-term partners also means that children often have to deal with one parent in the UK and one permanently abroad. Not only is this incredibly personally challenging and difficult for the child, but it also limits opportunities. Parents being forced to raise their child in a single-parent household without the support of their partner who is abroad. This places unnecessary financial and emotional pressure when, at this point, we should be supporting everyone in our community to live and work well. The final point I want to make is the importance of attracting people to live in the United Kingdom. When family reunification is made so difficult for those on lower to middle incomes, the message sent to them is they're not welcome. I know from my inbox how hard the process can be. One constituent has been waiting for 6 years to obtain a visa for their spouse, and they commented that they were left exasperated by an uncontactable and uncommunicative Home Office. 6 years. I caught myself imagining if that was your husband, wife, brother, son, nephew, niece, friend. We are deterring young and happy families under the Tories' previous policies. The negative sentiment is reflected in the UK's ranking as second to bottom amongst 56 countries for ease of family reunification, according to the Migration Integration Policy Index. This should be our gauntlet to pick up and improve upon. In the tricky business, and I acknowledge it's a tricky business, of balancing migration policy, we should be welcoming families who are ready to throw themselves and to contribute to society and building their life here. In summary, any further increases to the minimum income requirement for family visas would worsen skill shortages in vital industries like hospitality, construction and healthcare, while also making it more difficult for families to stay united. The Government's recent decision to hold off further increases is a very welcome step, and I urge them to consider the economic impact these changes would make, the disruption they cause to the families, workers and businesses when making any future decisions. Thank you, Mr Pritchard.
Thank you very much.